A lion coalition is a group of two or more male lions who band together to protect their territories. These coalition often consist of brothers or cousins, like the Mapogo lions, who are a notorious band of 6 brothers. They controlled the Sabi Sands region in Kruger National Park, South Africa, between 2006 and 2012. They were known for their extreme aggression. But this coalition didn't control the Sabi Sand. They battled on the football field, sometimes called the gridiron. Not from the Sabi Sands, but from Haywood County, West Tennessee. Not lions, but humans. Not a band of 6 brothers, but a trio. They reigned from 1988 to 1996, when the oldest brother started high school, until the youngest of the trio graduated high school. In the late 80s to the mid-90s, there was no social media posting and live streaming. In small towns, if you were not at the games on Friday nights, it was broadcasted on a local radio station. In Haywood County, it was one last name that was often heard when it came to football. Hines was the name that was often heard around that time. One thing that fans would remember about the trio is that you were in for an entertaining game. You would often hear talks from fans saying, "Those Hines boys will go out on a suicide mission to make a play," with one announcer saying on the radio, "If your name is Hines, then you're going to shine on the football field." While younger brothers often look for the older brothers for verification, the Hines trio were different. While no one could actually tell you how, but they each had something unique about them that set them apart from one another. While all 3 will have their own episode, but for this one, we'll start with the oldest brother. On March 14, 1973, in Cocoa, Tennessee, Tyrone Hines was born. His parents, the late Annie Ruth Hines and the late James Lee Hines, decided to move the family to the county seat of Brownsville when he was around the age of 3 or 4 to a community called Fairgrown. His grandparents, the late Marie Hines and the late Henry Hines, his grandmother's sister, the late Ruthie Turner and the late Joseph Turner, and his great-grandparents, the late Mary and Mac Allen, Ms. Marie Hines and Ms. Ruthie Turner's mother and father, all lived about 3 or 4 houses away from one another. Tyrone's mother worked at the town's Walmart. Being a seamstress, you would mostly find her in the sewing section. Not much was known about his mom's side of the family, but his dad and his uncles were known around town. His dad was known to be the life of the party. He could control a room with jokes and laughter. He would watch his dad and uncles play softball and baseball, so his favorite sport was baseball. His uncle William Hines, who they would call Smokey, had gotten an offer to play for the Negro League. But unfortunately, his uncle would pass away from leukemia at the age of 18 or 19 before he could make it to the tryouts. Growing up, Tyrone looked up to his older brother Adam, which everyone said was a very good athlete. When Adam graduated high school, he decided to join the Army, where he would serve in the First Persian Gulf War. While Adam served in the war, it was Tyrone's turn to look after the younger siblings, while his parents were out making a living. By watching his dad and uncles play softball and baseball, he would develop a love for baseball. After the schools integrated, they would move the new high school across town and make the old high school a recreational center called College Hill. It had an old basketball gym, baseball field, and an old tennis court. Tyrone and his friends would walk to the recreational center, where they would find old tennis balls from the tennis court and take back to the neighborhood to play baseball with them. That's all they had back then, was dirt basketball courts and old tennis balls. He would get his first chance at playing organized sports when the county purchased a local private school and converted it to the county's middle school. Somewhere around that time, when he started the 8th grade, the middle school started its first football team. He would join the football team, but it was short-lived. His friends quit, and he really didn't have much of an interest in playing. His older cousin, the late Patrick Hines, who he would call Uncle Pat because of the age difference and being a positive influence on him, and his older brother Adam, would talk to him and try to encourage him to keep playing because they saw his potential. But it wasn't until he saw Franco Harris play for the Steelers that made him want to play again. He was quoted as saying, "I started watching Franco Harris play for the Steelers. That's when I wanted to play again. I just like how hard-nosed he was. Greg Lloyd was my favorite player." Franco Harris, born March 7, 1954, in Fort Dix, New Jersey. He went to high school at Rancocas Valley Regional, Mount Holly, New Jersey. He attended college at Penn State from 1968 until 1971 and was drafted in 1972 in the first round as the 13th pick. Greg Lloyd, born May 26, 1965 in Miami, Florida. He went to high school at Peach County, Fort Valley, Georgia. He went to college at Fort Valley State and was drafted in 1987 in the 6th round, the 150 pick. While Harris played running back and Lloyd played linebacker, they both played for Hines' favorite team, the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, with the influence from his uncle Pat and his brother Adam, he would go out and make the 9th grade football team. But not only would he make the football team, but he would make the basketball team as well.
Hines there for the rebound and scored with it. Hines with the fadeaway. Spinners dealt with a 3 off, no good. Rebound by Hines. Fakes once and twice and then goes up with it and scores. By Haywood.
He would go on and start on the basketball team with Kentucky Wildcats and Boston Celtics point guard Tony Delk. While Tony was known as the lead scorer for the team, some would arguably say that Tyrone, or one of his best friends Joseph Cooper, would be the number 2 man on the team when it came to score. He would get a boost of confidence his 10th grade year when he overheard the defensive coach telling the other coaches in a meeting that he can already play on the next level.
All the players that left and the coaches were having to coach me, and I was the last one in the locker room. And I heard Coach George Chapman say, Hines can play on the next level. He didn't know I was in the locker room. And I had a decent game. We lost, but I had a decent game. He said, Hines can really play. He can play on the next level. And I gave him to him. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I can really do this. You know what I'm saying? That's all you need. And that's all.
He would go out in his final year in high school and put on a performance. At the end of his senior year, he was listed as one of the top 25 prep football players in the state, number 13, in 1991. He caught 13 passes, good for 265 yards and 7 touchdowns. He also had 14 rushes for 210 yards. He made 54 stops and had 7 sacks. He ended up earning the District 13 AAA Most Valuable Player and was selected to play in the high school Senior Bowl. Tyrone decided to take his talent to the University of Tennessee, where Phillip FULMER was the head coach.
To the Tennessee defense this year, middle linebacker Tyrone Hines. A vicious hitter and an active linebacker, Hines has given the defense a spark.
Oh, it's great. You already hyped up anyway, and you make a big play. It's just, it's just a whole nother level of football game.
A defensive end at Haywood County High School in Brownsville, Hines was a risk because of his size and his grades coming out of high school. But Tyrone never gave up on his dream of playing in Tennessee, and Tennessee never gave up on Tyrone Hines.
And all worked out well. Tennessee took me in Prop 48, and I thank them for that. And I try to just go out, show the coaches they made the right decision.
The biggest thing Tyrone Hines has learned is that he still has a lot to learn about playing middle linebacker.
It was kind of hard for him because I just thought football was all about just tackling and catching the ball, but it's a lot more to it.
The West Tennessee native scored just below the acceptance point on the ACT, so FULMER and the recruiting staff recruited him under the Prop 48. The NCLA enacted the Prop 48 in 1986. It allowed students that didn't score high enough on the ACT or SAT to sit out a year to take college courses to prepare for college and not lose a year of eligibility. A lot of athletes took advantage of the Prop 48. One notable star was Penny Hardaway, the University of Memphis and Orlando Magic point guard. 1993 would officially be his freshman year as a VOLS, but he was redshirted that year. The first 3 games of the 1994 season, he saw a lot of playing time.
Tyrone Hines, the linebacker, he wasn't really ready in the first 3 games because if you remember, Tennessee played UCLA, Wayne Cook, and Stokes. They played Florida with their passing attack and Eric Zier. He wasn't ready to take on the passing game. He's more of a run linebacker and was a little bit behind, but now he's caught up and gives him more speed.
His first start was on homecoming against Washington State, the 5th game of the season. By playing at the defensive end position while in high school and just rushing the passer, he had some changes to make and a lot of learning to do in his new role at middle linebacker. It didn't take much time at all for him to start adjusting to his new position. The 6th game against Arkansas, he started being able to read the offense. On one play, his teammate Ben Talley had caused a fumble and Hines ended up close by. He would pick the loose ball up and run to the end zone and score a touchdown for the VOLS.
Tyrone Hines, middle linebacker.
Tyrone has made plays. That's what he's out there for. That's good.
Okay, thank you, Coach.
To Pritchett on a little delay through the left side. He pops forward over left guard and moves for a gain of 3, maybe 4 yards before Tyrone Hines is there to make his 30th tackle of the year with help again from Danny with plenty of time. Lets it go over the middle. He's going to be picked off. That's Tyrone Hines with the interception for Tennessee.
It's intercepted. Tyrone Hines, the linebacker, got it, and we have a turnover early in the game. Tyrone Hines, number 47, in the middle of the screen, right there, just meets him and refuses to let him in the end zone. Tyrone Hines is the kind of guy who wishes, football games were double headers. Yeah. I mean, one game's not enough for him. Play two, right?
While Tyrone was in high school, his mom noticed his potential, and she knew that he would be on television one day. So she would have him sit with her every morning before school and teach him how to conduct himself on camera. Because of that, Tyrone's post-game interviews often came out pretty good.
We went out and scored. Big win for Tennessee today. Talk about how big it really is.
That's a great win. The win today gave everybody confidence back that we still got a good chance to go to a bowl. And everybody, the momentum of the team now, it done picked back up, and everybody's eager to play the next game.
Key interception. Take me through that play.
That was kind of funny because I was in the hotel this morning. I was telling Quincy, my roommate, I was like, I got to send him a score, get an interception today. He started laughing. I said, I'm serious. And when I caught the interception, he was like, he told me he was going to do it. I don't know if I'm spiking or what. I just had the feeling I was going to get an interception today.
One of the highlights this year, the Arkansas game, when he picked up a fumble and rumbled for the score.
It was kind of, I felt like it was luck at first because the ball kept bouncing around the field, and I was the closest one to it. And I was like, because I didn't know if the ball was down or not, so I just ran, picked the ball up and started running.
In February 1995, telephone services discovered an accounting problem with the access code assigned to an employee in the athletics department's Office of Student Life. A computer programming glitch in the installation of the 1992 telephone switch resulted in more than 17,000 long-distance calls made from dorm rooms, with the access code being unbilled. The resulting investigation determined that an employee had given the code to a former baseball player in May of 1994 to make long-distance calls in search of a sports management internship, and that at least 56 students had made calls, the majority being former or current athletes. Some fraudulent calls were found to have been made before April 1994 from the Office of Student Life and other university extensions. Football coach Phillip FULMER and basketball coach Kevin O'Neill specified additional penalties against 31 student athletes, suspension for the 1995 season, and loss of grants and aid. 3 athletes from the VOLS basketball team had a loss of $850 grants and aid, loss of 2 game tickets for season, and suspension from the opening game. In addition to the basketball team, 5 athletes from the VOLS football team had a loss of $850 grants and aid, and loss of 2 game tickets for season. Later on in life, during an interview, Tyrone would recall the incident.
What did you guys do to get suspended? I mean, from what I read, they say it was a telephone scandal, but come on, man, it's like 96. Man. What kind of scams y'all had back then? Y'all running game on people.
Man. Boy, you did your research, dog.
Yeah, $25,000.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What happened was,
I told you, a lie don't care who tell it.
No, what happened? This is what happened. Real talk. We had a lady, I can't think of her name, it was years ago. She was over she was like helping in charge over study hall, helping our schedules and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Our class schedules and different things like that. Mm-hmm. And she had a phone code. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause think about all
where
those
you can dial out.
So you can dial like long distance.
Yeah, I remember.
I don't know who the cat was, but he had some sharp eyes. And so it's like, and y'all know how that's history from now. I got this code. I got this code.
Yeah.
And you know how it is, man. We were calling home for free.
Yeah.
And
back then we had what? Payphones.
Right.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? So everybody used the code to make long distance phone calls. But my suspension came from I had to pay it back. I had to pay my bill back. I think it was well over $1,000-something. And my punishment was to pay it back and be suspended for a game. But this is what happened. It was like a phone scandal. We had this phone code that hit. You know how it is.
Yeah, I know.
It hit the dorm and
everybody.
You got to dial 9.
The 1995 season started out slow for Hines. The first game of the season, he served his one-game suspension for his part in the phone card scandal. The second game against Georgia, he got his normal start and playing time. But the third game against Florida, he didn't get the amount of playing time as usual. Some say it may have been for the fact that Florida was a passing team, and Hines was just transitioning to linebacker and may have not been ready for a passing team. When asked about the Florida game, Hines remained grateful by stating that he thought it was a good idea for the coaching staff to put him in and out the game to give him the experience he needed against a team like Florida. While Tyrone was gaining a reputation as a player that could adjust to any situation, Fulmer and the coaching staff was gaining a reputation of their own. The type of reputation that they were gaining was being able to change the VOLS offense or defense to compete with the opposing team. One change that was made, they decided to build the defense around Hines.
Terry, you're talking about Hines, and John Chavis, the defensive coordinator, has gone to a more attacking scheme, and it's built around Hines. He's the enforcer in there. And I think the coaches felt they made a mistake last week by taking him out and going to dime packages against the Florida passing scheme. They said, hey, we've got to keep him in the ballgame more.
Tyrone, being the type of player that enjoyed new challenges, decided to take the coaches up on the challenge.
Watch him move now. 47, top of your screen. He's reading, drag him across, pick him up, and look. That's a great reaction by Hines. He had a zone.
'95 was another great season for Hines. While on a break from college, he went to his hometown of Brownsville, Tennessee. He made a stop at his old grammar school. He signed autographs for the kids and talked to them about grades and making the right decisions in life. A lot of athletes wear wristbands. Most of the kinds would be Nike, Adidas, or Reebok. But Hines wore just a normal white wristband with the words, "Do what you know you can do," with the initials ARH.
On his wristbands, he has a personal message from his mom, Annie Ruth Hines. It says, "Do what you know you can do," and he's doing it.
By the 1996 season, the big man made a full transition from defensive end on a high school level to middle linebacker on a college level. Focused like a lion in the desert, Hines had a concentrated, menacing stare while he surveyed the offense, ready to defend the VOLS territory at the first sign of movement.
The best defensive player on the field was Tyrone Hines, the middle linebacker for Tennessee.
Hicks, good blocking. Gain of 7, he fumbled. Tennessee has it back. Tyrone Hines with the recovery.
Watch the middle linebacker, Tyrone Hines. He scrapes through that void in the offensive line right there and punishes McNown, keeping him short of the first down. That's the way guys play middle linebacker, right there.
Of course, Hines in the middle. He's the middleman. He's the one that controls that middle, just roams in there. You look at him, he's the outstanding tackler up there, number 1 tackler, big hits, 2 interceptions. Hines just slides.
Tyrone Hines making the play.
Wow. Hey, Tyrone Hines looks like a guided missile on this play. Haskins.
The linebackers. 47, Tyrone Hines in the middle is the guy that they look to. He leads the team in tackles with 101. Loses to football. Tennessee has picked it up in that time. And Hines has a convoy, and unless something major happens, he's going to score from about 65 yards.
A lot of changes, as we just talked about. Hines, the leading tackler with 110 this year. Opening possession in the second half. They're under pressure and picked off. And Tennessee is going to take it in to score. Tyrone Hines.
Man, Hines
Hines, has he made every play in the second half?
I don't think there's any question right now as to who the defensive MVP of the game is so far for Tennessee. It's number 47. 3rd down and 4.
At the end of the Citrus Bowl, Tyrone was awarded the Citrus Bowl MVP for defense, while Peyton Manning was awarded the offensive MVP. His senior year as a Vol, he was selected to play in the College Senior Bowl game. Having great success as a Vols, Hines went undrafted. Some longtime fans of the Vols say that Hines played with injuries in his time with the Vols, so the NFL may have not wanted to take a chance with an injured player. They may have feared that his time in the league would be cut short, and they may not get back in return what they may have invested in him.
Tyrone Hines, he was a Prop 48 candidate in his first year, so he didn't play. He started his sophomore year, but he was hurt last year, played at about 75%, didn't make the kind of plays he wanted to. He and Fulmer got together.
Neither less, Hines went as a walk-on with the New York Jets before going to the Jacksonville Jaguars. While with the Jaguars, he injured his knee in a preseason game against the Carolina Panthers. After his knee healed, he played a couple more years for some teams overseas until the mid-2000s when he decided to retire. Hines is now a teacher.
I wanted more. So, you know what I'm saying? I ended up going back, getting my degree, ended up getting into the school system down in Florida. And, it's been teaching and going for it ever since. Went back when I moved back. Actually, I moved back home in 09, I want to say. Ended up going back, getting my master's at Cambridge College. And I've been working with kids ever since. Teaching.
He often talks to his students about making choices.
Is there any programs out there that you involved in or anything that you're doing to try to either sway the kids or just give them direction?
I was with the Boys and Girls Club for a little while. I was working there, and that's why a lot of the kids that I see now, I came up in the Boys and Girls. I was with the YMCA for a while, and I was with the Boys and Girls Club when it changed over. But always, even if I see kids in stores, I just try to give them something positive. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because it's hard to reach. But see, nowadays these kids think being smart is corny. Yeah, true. And I preach to my son, man, education is
it was the same way when we was in school though. We picked on, talking about the smart kids.
Yeah. It's just these kids are getting bullied and you got kids that's so smart and out here doing craziness just to prove they ain't hard. And you're not about that.
And it don't even take all that.
But more, just imagine how you hurting your mom, your dad. And you get in this situation, how your parents gonna bond you and bail you out?
Although he doesn't play the game anymore, he still supports his younger family. Like his nephew CJ Hines, the starting quarterback for the town's high school football team, and his younger nephew Jamison Hines, a sophomore and the backup quarterback for the town's high school team. In addition to that, he's a mentor to his younger cousin, Keyston Walker, a 2025 graduate that received first-team All-Conference and is now a starting lineman for the Mississippi Valley State Devils. Hines enjoyed his time as a Vol and had a lot of great memories. If you ask him what would be his most memorable moment at the University of Tennessee, he won't say a football game. He'll say seeing his mom smile after he had graduated. All the talks that he had with mom before school, she made him understand that football is paying for his education, so he has a chance to get a degree. So he followed his mom's orders and made sure that he completed his education and got a degree. Hines is remarried, and say on multiple occasions that his son is his biggest joy. He said that he had a lot of nicknames back in the day, but hearing the word Dad is the best name of all.